Folks.
That was really interesting. When we put the live up, it kind of like glitched out on us and told us that we were unable to go live now.
But we are able to go live.
Yeah, here we are. We made it. We made it, and we've got till 8:23 tonight. So says the my good buddy Prepper Tribe. 8:23 tonight. He says it's going down. They're pulling the plug on the Ukraine. So it's going to be very interesting to see.
Like 22 minutes. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, we got a little bit of time here, guys. We got a little bit of time. That's right. 8:23. 8:23. It's going down. Yeah, and this apocalypse is sponsored by Red Bull.
Unofficially.
They
don't know. They don't know.
We pay for this shit. We pay for everything. Don't kid yourself. Good evening, William Alexander. How are you? Prepping Mantis. What's happening, buddy? Hope all is well. Let's see. We got Wilderness Woman. Nice to see you. Lucky Dame Preparedness, 8:23 to 8:23 all night. Press 8:23.
You guys get this 8:23 information from what is this?
Well, Prepper Tribe last night in his stream said that his prediction was that at 8:23 tonight it was all going down in the Ukraine. So that
was that their time? Isn't that like?
Well, yeah, there was a bunch of everybody was trying to do the math.
afternoon or
Everybody was trying to do the math, but I think what he meant was 8:23 Eastern Standard Time tonight. It was going to go down in the Ukraine. Trickle effect was going to come to the States here, and the whole world was going to come crashing down tonight. 8:23. That's right. See, 8:23 is 1:23. That was Ukraine time, but I think he meant 8:23 tonight. So we're going to see how it plays out. But we may be live streaming while the end of the world happens. If the lights go out, during this whole thing, we'll try to keep broadcasting. But anyway, we're going to get to what we can do to prepare for cyber attacks. That is the topic of the day. What can we do to prepare for cyber attacks? And then I'm going to give you guys some of my my opinions on what I think a cyber attack would look like here, and how things would unfurl, so to speak. Oh man, look at this guy. He's cyber ready.
Talk about cyber attacks, bro. Where's my tinfoil hat I made on that?
Well, I think that's still in the bunker. Store gas. Yes, that's a great idea, the Daily Prepper. Now, make sure you do it safely, and you don't want to store too much gas. There's a lot of ethanol in gas nowadays, so it tends to spoil rather quickly. He says, woohoo, battle. Sorry, I got ahead of myself. What's happening, roaming prepper? Corn Pop 2.0. How's everybody doing tonight? Prepper Steading, Warchild Warrior, JR, Backwoods and Prepping. What's happening, brother? How are you? So I did get some insider intel from some people before I saw the press release from the FBI and the DHS about the possible cyber attacks that could accompany an invasion of the Ukraine. Now, as many of you know, yesterday, the Ukraine got hit. Their banking system got walloped by some cyber attacks, and so did their government computer systems. So, of course, they blame Russia. And I think it's really easy for people to make a footprint look like it's from some country, and then it could really be from someplace else. Native Voice, what's going on, buddy? How are you?
Does any of this even sound familiar to you guys?
So we already know that there is a massive disinformation campaign going on all sides of the aisle, right? That goes without saying. Everybody's lying about everything to everybody. Nobody really knows what's going on. So we get fed the propaganda on a daily basis. I think despite all the propaganda, the best thing for us to do is prepare further, just in case some of the things that they talk about come true. They're talking about cyber attacks. We've seen them hit the banking systems. We've seen them hit the government buildings, or the government computer systems anyway. So I think it's really important for us to knuckle down, maybe take some of that, fiat currency out of the bank and stash it in your mattress just in case things go down and you need to top off some of your preps. Yesterday they said that Russia was pulling back. They were pulling back from the border. I watched a press conference with Joe Biden. Joe Biden was on the TV yesterday, so I watched him. And Joe Biden, right out of the gate,
It's
says,
really fun and everything, but it's hard to see.
Joe Biden out of the gate says that Russia's pulling back its troops. All right, TT1, what's going on? So Russia's pulling back its troops, and all is well. And, they want to go to the table and they want to talk. And that was about his first 3 or 4 sentences, is that diplomacy wants to go ahead. And, hey, Sunset, how are you? So he wants to go ahead with diplomacy, and both sides want to go ahead with diplomacy. And then all of a sudden his tone changed and he says, but let there be no doubt, we will do this and this and this and this and this. And I'm like, holy shit. You were just talking about diplomacy 2 seconds ago, and now you're rattling the cage as hard as you can. It just seems crazy. And now in the news this evening, I see that Russia added another 7,000 troops to the Ukrainian border. So I did some digging today, and I found some articles from inside the Ukraine where the Ukrainians say that this is all a product of Western propaganda, that Russia is conducting drills within Russia, and that people don't realize that every single day this costs the Ukrainian people $7 billion a day for every day that this nonsense goes on. So they say that this
$7 billion. Where the fuck are they gonna get all this money from?
Well, they're losing it. They're losing it in trade. They're losing it in all these things, and I don't know, man. There's a lot of smoke and mirrors going on right now.
I'm reading this article here. This is from the Associated Press, the AP. The headline says, U.S. official, quote, Russia adds 7,000 more troops near the Ukrainian border. Ukrainians defied pressure from Moscow with a national show of flag-waving unity Wednesday, that was today, while the U.S. warned that Russia has added as many as 7,000 troops near Ukraine's borders, despite Kremlin declarations that forces were being pulled back from the region. Okay, there's a bunch of hoopla in here. He's got 150,000 troops east, north, and south of Ukraine, according to Western estimates. Putin has signaled he wants a peaceful path out of the crisis, and Biden has promised that the U.S. would continue to give the diplomacy every chance.
Give it every chance, right?
Struck a skeptical tone about Moscow's intentions, however. Biden also insisted that Washington and its allies would not sacrifice basic principles in respect to Ukrainian sovereignty.
Very interesting.
Now, Russian Defense Ministry video claims to show a trainload of armored vehicles moving across a bridge away from the Crimean Peninsula, the Black Sea Peninsula that Russia annexed from Ukraine in 2014. It also announced that more tank units were being loaded on trains to move back to their permanent bases after training exercises. But at the same time, they continued their war exercises near Ukraine's borders and across Russia's own vast territory. Now, they say they have detected that Russia has increased its force near Ukraine by 7,000 troops, with some arriving as recently as Wednesday, and that there had been a marked increase in... Here's where it gets fucking weird. That there had been a marked increase in false claims by the Russians that the Kremlin might use as a pretext for an invasion. All right, let's unpack that sentence real quick.
So do you know about this pretext? They've already unfurled this whole entire pretext. Hey, Nisi, how are you? Kaus, what's going on, buddy? So the pretext, they said that they found some mass graves in the Ukraine, in, the annexed Crimean Peninsula. So they found these mass graves there, and they're going to claim that there was a genocide and use that to pretext to go to war.
Oh, like that the Ukrainians are massacring fucking Russian people or some shit.
Possibly.
It's classic.
Possibly.
Well, no, here's the thing. Now, further down in the article, after a bunch of fucking people talking shit,
there's always the people talking shit.
Asked. Okay, now we're
Always.
talking about, this is State Department spokesman Ned Price.
Okay.
Said the U.S. has seen more Russian forces, not fewer. Asked why the Russians would claim to be withdrawing. Now listen to me here. Asked why the Russians would claim to be withdrawing when government intelligence, commercial satellite photos, and social media videos show no evidence of such withdrawal. Price said, "This is the Russian playbook, to paint a picture publicly while they do the opposite." Now, I'm not going to scroll any further, but I'm going to stop right there and ask, who is actually painting the picture here?
Correct. That is the big thing. Who is the artist with the brush who is coming up with all of this? It's important for us to remember that everything that Russia is doing right now is in Russia. They're in their own country, military maneuvers in their own country. We do military maneuvers along the Canadian border all the time. So,
and we're heavily, in
cahoots with the people next door.
Whereas in Russia,
exactly, Sunset. This is the art of war.
The way the Russians see NATO and Europe and the West is completely hostile. We essentially, if I'm going to use we in terms of the U.S. and NATO and the
okay, that's the we. That's the we.
Have them surrounded. Literally, you don't see Russia running off, going to war in every corner of the planet and fucking pushing their ideas and their system on everybody. They tried to, and we stopped them dead, like a good, back in the 80s there when their whole system collapsed. Yeah. Now, Putin is not happy about that. In his mind, that was Russia at its strongest ever. Russia is I don't want to go into who is first right now.
Right.
But Russia is third.
Okay.
And he doesn't like that.
So they're the number 3, you would say.
And that's
in the world stage
right,
here.
And that's coming down from being, however you want to look at it, either 1 or 2.
Okay. So Russia's been dethroned.
Right, and he sees that maybe that's not the same as Make America Great Again.
Okay, all right.
This is
this is making Russia great again.
So I don't.
Or is it all just propaganda, guys? Because we have to remember, not very long ago, they count on us having these little tiny memories, about this long. All we can process is a day. Back in April, there was talk of all this before. All of this has already been done before.
I seem to remember. I remember, and the other thing that bugs me about it being all about the Ukraine, and Joe Biden swearing to God and fucking every other deity before him that he's gonna make sure nothing happens to Ukraine, is that I seem to remember this connection with the Bidens in Ukraine.
Yeah, so
and I don't think it would you be like, damn, y'all about to come out for this fucking place, huh? Why?
Well,
what's up?
I figured they would let it. If it was going to go down the way that they're talking, total invasion and rocket attacks and roll the tanks into Ukraine.
What does that do? I mean, besides
what that would do would be destroy all the evidence of wrongdoing between perhaps the Biden administration and the Ukrainian government at some point in previous history. Just saying. That's just me.
Isn't that a lot of attention to point at a place? What if someone?
Well, sure.
What if someone with a lot more social media reach than my stupid fucking self puts that shit together and says something about it on their Twitter?
Well, it's small voices like ours that can speak the loudest when we all speak together, guys. So if we can collectively stand up and say, "Hey, this is all fucking propaganda. Don't buy into it." Maybe we can kind of quell the machine, so to speak, because the propaganda machines are just
when you bust them.
They are just
double down.
Just churning. They're just. What time we got? We got 8:14. So we've got 9 minutes left before Prepper Tribes end of days comes.
You got 10 minutes, folks.
I've survived. I think it was 63 end times prophecies at this point. I'm 42, so 53. This would be 54, and I'm looking forward to making it through this one too, guys. So end times prophecies come, end times prophecies go. Just the way it is.
To just, I don't know, finish, this article goes on, not really, but in the article we just read from there, from the Russian side, their response to all this is that, let's see, Russia has mocked Western warnings about an imminent invasion as paranoia and madness. Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov pointed sarcastically at warnings of an invasion that could start Wednesday, saying that Russian officials had a good sleep over that. Asked by German,
at least they got some humor, huh, guys?
Asked by the German daily newspaper Welt if Russia was going to attack Wednesday, Russia's ambassador to the European Union, Vladimir Chizhov, quipped, "Wars in Europe rarely start on a Wednesday." There won't.
That's great.
I'm not making this shit up. Okay, there won't be an escalation next week either, or in the week after, or in the coming month. He said.
So, you're hearing from the Russians that they're not going to invade. You're hearing from the Ukrainians.
They don't even believe it.
The Russians aren't going to invade.
Is there anything about Ukraine?
They do this.
What's their thoughts on this?
Well, yeah, go ahead. I've preloaded a few. There's a few other tabs up there that we can get into here.
Another thing you might notice about all the coverage of this Ukraine, she don't kick my shit, okay?
Mm-hmm. Sorry.
That Ukraine seems to be actually rarely heard from. It's like Russia and the United States, like bitch. It's like Ukraine's like, excuse me, like shut the fuck up, sit down. We'll tell you your opinion when we want to hear it.
Yeah, it's for reals, prepping Mantis. Because Uncle Joe Biden said so. Joe Biden.
Now, is there any...
I got to keep an eye on this clock, man. Tribe got me all nervous now.
There are no... But there...
My nails.
To quote the Russian spokesperson who called this all a bunch of hysteria and paranoia, it would... it's starting to seem like it. I mean, good God.
So we see...
Live.
We all see the propaganda, right? We all see the propaganda. We see the propaganda from both sides, guys. You're here because you know about propaganda.
Is Europe ready for a wave of Ukrainian refugees? Like, they pulling this shit. They are milking this cow.
Big time. So, if by chance I think we do get a cyber attack, do you guys really think that the big red Russia is going to be the one behind it? Or okay, let's do a little experiment in the chat here, Livingston man. If you believe that Russia would be behind a cyber attack against, say, U.S. banking systems and what they call our critical infrastructure, maybe our power grid. So if our banking systems and power grid got hit, if you think that Russia was behind it, press number 3 for Russia. If you think that it's a false flag, press 1 in the chat, and let's see what the people think. Who would be behind such a crazy idea? Would it be...
What are the numbers again? Press it.
3 if you think Russia would be behind a cyber attack against the U.S., or if you think the... Nisi says 823. Livingston man trying to spam the chat.
Did I say that?
Oh yeah, out loud too. Out loud. JR says 2. He thinks it's going to be China. Yeah.
Well, they just sneak in at the back door. They're sitting back
they did say that
playing both sides.
That
so they don't come
the
so
U.S. that China and Russia, their cooperation with each other from now on will be unwaverable. Okay.
All right, so this is about the whole Ukraine thing. So here we're going to go to view.
China was that too? No, but we did have a 2 go up there, roaming prepper, and I figured that that kind of fit the bill. That's why I left the center number open there. So
here we are, Fox News, that beacon of fucking truth and. Got a good. All right, so this headline says. State Department hits back at Russian propaganda.
Ooh,
says troops moving into fighting. Let's hear what the fucking ultra fucking fair and balanced, I think.
Fair and balanced.
Be the first to know. I don't care about your stupid games and puzzles. Go fuck yourself. All right.
Tell me how you really feel,
The State Department on Wednesday hit back at Russian claims that it's reducing its troop size. It's the same story we just fucking read.
Yeah. All these news articles, man.
Despite that shit, see, they
it's
always
all
put
the same talking points.
They put different spin on it.
That's right. We got 3 minutes left, TT1. 3 minutes till we're on the eve of destruction, folks. Get your Jerry Maguire out.
All right, so on that last note there, I'm going to talk about how in the days after 9/11 there, the original one, 9/11, like 2001, I was there, I was alive then, I was 18 years old. Yeah, yep. And I didn't actually go to work that day. I had the day off, and so did my good buddy, so he called me up, and he said, yo, you got to turn on the fucking TV right now. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? It's like 9:30 in the fucking morning. He's like, you're under attack by terrorists. I'm like, the fuck you talking about? I turned on the TV, and like, yeah, that was the truth. I turned on the TV just in time to see the second plane hit the tower. So I was there. I remember that shit. So then, like, about 3, maybe 4 days later, as they started ramping up about how they're going to fuck Afghanistan up and shit, this general from the Pentagon comes on TV and he's talking about this disinformation campaign they're gonna wage so that like nobody knows what's going on. So there's complete chaos in terms of information. And then people were kind of like, hey, wait a second, sounds a little sinister, man. Don't know about that. And then like 2 days later, this same gentleman came back on the TV and he was like, well, actually, we decided we're not gonna do that. Never mind.
Information campaign. No disinformation.
No disinformation.
Oh, okay.
They decided against it.
No disinformation.
It's not a great. So you know what? People
it's
don't
all
like.
Factual.
So we're not going to do it. So he stood there and he said that shit. I don't remember his name, but I know he said it and I seen it. And what I think is that disinformation campaign actually never ended. He said it did.
Well, he started it that day.
Right, and then when he said it, that part of the disinformation campaign was clearly just tell you that actually they weren't going to do that.
Yeah. Sure. And it's just disinformation, right?
And then there's that famous quote that some
CIA...
We got 1 minute left. The famous quote where one CIA guy or whoever the hell he was, he said that, our mission won't be complete until everything every American believes is false.
And here we are. What do we believe? A whole bunch of fake information, guys. They spoon feed it to us every single day, and they announced it like the day after 9/11 that they were going to spoon feed us misinformation.
20 seconds.
All right, we got 20 seconds left, guys. Yeah, Corn Pop says incoming. 8:23. Prepper Tribe said that is when it goes down in Ukraine, and they're going to hit the switch
10
on us.
seconds.
So
9.
I'll be with you guys for the end of the world.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
No, we're still here. So, there could be a couple second delay. So. Yeah, Happy New Year, Lucky Dame. Happy New Year. He's glitching out. We forgot to charge Livingston man's batteries. He took the glasses off. Now his force fields are weakening. So,
comrade.
So now that
I am
we've
the
survived,
Russian hacker now. Has been hacked.
So far survived.
I take control of your live stream. You give money. Send Walmart gift cards.
Yeah, Walmart gift cards.
I need Walmart gift cards only. Proof of purchase not required.
Native says missiles are falling everywhere. Update the news feed.
I'm gonna look out the window.
No,
I don't
Livingston.
see anything.
Don't jump out the window. Just look out the window, Livingston man. Thank you.
There's a car. Hold on.
Are you guys seeing this? We will rebuild.
It was just a car. There's no tanks out there.
Patty says we will rebuild.
I don't hear any gunfire. Sucks. Worst cyber attack ever.
Do me a favor, guys. If you survived the end of Prepper Tribe's world tonight on this live stream, smash that like button for me, please. Okay? And nothing but love for Tribe.
Where is it, Dan?
We're all looking out for each other. And, look at that.
Push it over here.
We got a like from the Livingston man.
Can you give him more than one? Oh, we're going to hack the fucking system with that shit. Let's go over here and do it.
I'm even going to like my own video.
We have what? 1, 2,
Thank you,
3?
Terry. Much appreciated. We survived the end of the world.
Did we? I mean,
but
Ukraine's probably just...
hold up. The good old federal government likes to leave the door open, guys. So, that being said...
There's always room for improvement.
What I think could happen next is now they're going to kick that can down the road, all right? Because everything was supposed to go down there today in Ukraine. Today is come and gone.
They said it doesn't start on Wednesday.
Yeah, even the Russians said that, wars don't likely start on a Wednesday. You did have an over and under. You are correct, Nisi. So I'm still in the end times window here. So what was the over under? Was it plus 15 minutes? So if
Plus 15
yeah,
minutes,
well,
23, so we're
if we
waiting
make
for
it all the
30.
way through this stream, Tribe's prediction did not come true. And it's interesting. I think what he meant was 8:23 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That was my take on what Tribe said last night, roaming preppers. So 15 minutes was the over and under, says Lucky Dame Preparedness. Very cool.
No.
So we're
my man
still...
said a prophecy, and that shit didn't come true. Ain't gonna fuck around and talk about, let's give it 10 more minutes. Fuck that. Nope. Sorry, what's this?
I grant you. So now
roaming prepper. That is wrong.
They said we had 5 $1 super chats. Everybody was trying to buy minutes to add on to the end of the world.
Is that
so
how
it's up to
9:13
now.
Way.
9:30. So we're gonna have to go over on this stream by 13 minutes because they raised enough money to push the end of the world back to 9:13.
Let's keep that.
We're gonna do it.
Coming.
We're gonna do it. We're just gonna keep on rolling here.
Do we have a Patreon or some shit you can send out our way? We can.
No, I don't have. I have. I started a PayPal, but meh.
I see motherfuckers on Facebook just like, yo, send me
go
money.
buy some more preps, guys. Go buy some preps. That's what you do with your money.
IRS is what I do.
This guy.
I work hard for the money.
It's go buy preps with your money, guys. Go buy preps.
So yeah, all right. Now you've heard me maybe in the Facebook group talking about spam, and which is it's not that great, but you're hungry, you can kind of just eat it right out of the can if you absolutely fucking had to. And corned beef too, the canned corned beef that comes from Brazil, bro. Just punch a hole in the top of that shit, put it in the coals of the fire, give it like 10, 15, whatever, and come on back and you're good. But they got these pouches. Now, some of y'all maybe seen I had the spam pouch. It was a little slice of spam in a pouch, and that was cute. I was like, that is adorable. I bought 5 of them. I ate them.
All 5 of them?
Yeah, well, not at once, but...
Well, I mean, it's like one slice
you
of spam.
You got to eat the prep. Some of the shit, you can't just let it sit there. You got to rotate
Very
the stock.
true. Absolutely. That
So now they
advice.
got chicken. It's like, you ever seen a tuna in the pouch?
Yep.
But they got the chicken.
Shredded chicken, okay.
They got fucking... regular chicken, they got chicken salad, they got buffalo chicken, and they got barbecue chicken in the pouch. You just MRE style on a piece of bread or whatever. I was like, yo, and it's good. It's good. So check it out. I think that's Star Kiss, the one I got. Mix that shit.
Okay.
Banging.
Star Kiss chicken.
Yeah. I mean, if you like
so
tuna,
chicken of the land, not of the sea.
Yeah, if you like tuna, they got that too. But it's same shit, different animal.
Very good. Very good.
Talking about preps. Also, I fuck with the beef stew. The
Can't
corned
do more,
beef
man.
hash.
Can't go wrong.
Anything super heavy, man. I want to see like 1,000 calories in that can.
Yeah, the more calories, the better, guys. When you're looking at your preps. And again, like a Livingston man said, prep what you eat and eat what you prep. That's the most important thing. That gets through the rotation the fastest, and you're not keeping around old stuff. Cycle through your chicken noodle soup. Check your medical preps. Make sure everything.
Turn your cans once in a while. Cans last for a long time.
If there's some discoloration or like a broken seal in the bottom, when you pick them up and inspect them, you'll know. Put in the work, guys. Put in the work. You got to do it. It's important. I think now more than ever, there's just so much propaganda going around that anything really could happen at any time.
It's been 6 minutes. I think I hear like an aircraft, dude.
Is it?
Is it the wind or is that like a strategic
no,
bomber?
the wind is straight howling here.
Isn't that what they want you to think? It's
yeah.
not the wind.
Yeah, it's the birds recharging their batteries on the electrical lines.
Don't let them fool you. Don't let them fool you.
So one of my theories that I had with this whole cyber attack thing, right? That's the big nugget of tonight is my theory on how all this would play out. So I have some thoughts. Thoughts are, much like the Ukraine, they hit the U.S. banking system real hard with a cyber attack, right?
Congress has smashed the U.S. banking system themselves. They don't need anything.
So they hit the banking system hard, right? DNS attacks and malware, right? They get into our banking system and starts to glitch out.
No female wear though.
Then they smash the power grid. just enough to turn the lights out. A couple days, maybe.
We're talking here. What's the goal? Like, what? Show us who's boss or some shit?
Well, it would give them an opportunity to perhaps hit that reset button that everybody wishes they had on the banking system. Take everybody back to zero.
Who's
One
doing
foul
that?
swoop. Well, the federal government
This is
would
some
never
Fight Club
let a good crisis go to waste.
You think the federal government's going to erase our debt?
No, but I think they would probably erase half of theirs and maybe all of their corporate crony buddies. Maybe they get, the most epic bailout in the world. You hit the reset button and everything's gone. Everything's gone. Everybody's back to zero.
I'm a pessimistic motherfucker.
And then you can roll out your digital dollar and you can start to reclaim your place as the petrodollar forever after. Because let's face it, guys, our currency is going down the tubes a little more every day. A little more every day. Our dollar is worth less and less and less until it's worth less. So I think they need something extremely drastic to happen to both shake people out of the COVID craziness, all right? You got to shake them out of the COVID craziness because everybody's kind of still groggy and not really feeling taking the mask off and going back to society. So we gotta shake everybody up a little bit.
So we're trying to get everybody all patriotic and shit?
Well,
hate the Russians again?
well, you can hate the Russians because, ultimately they're going to blame the Russians when things fail, right? You got to have a scapegoat, the evil Russians. So in this whole charade, Russia would take Ukraine. The lights go out here. Our banking system is wiped. And then the power goes out just long enough to erase all the memory on the computers so that they don't know what you had in the bank anymore. They roll out the digital dollar to save the world. The Democrats are the savior of everybody. They put your money back in your bank. They got you back on your feet. I don't know. Crazy conspiracy theory.
It sounds too optimistic to me. I don't think that
I don't think they're going to give us any free money.
But for us here, I don't think.
No. But
they're going to do a great reset. No, they're not. Their great reset involves bombs, guns, and blood, dude. Not fucking clearing my debt. They can't even pay off motherfuckers' student debt. You think they're going to fucking do all this for me? Hell, the fuck no, they ain't. For
Joe
themselves,
Biden did some.
For themselves,
he erased some.
I'll believe all day.
That's right, Frank. It does sound like the Hegelian dialectic to me. That's problem.
We're being sold
solution.
the fucking story, the problem and the solution, and it's not even
correct.
This article I just fucking read is proof. There's no basis of truth in these allegations.
They're not going to save us for free. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. And I think that a lot of people already signed up for that being saved. Okay, I think that
this is what you were saying right here. Okay, so we're talking about like the Russians are going to try and pull some. They're going to say that a false flag was occurring right here. It talks about
of course.
Putin baselessly alleged on Tuesday that genocide was being committed against ethnic Russians in the Donbass region. Then claimed they found mass graves.
Exactly.
But this fella, this spokesman for the State Department, that Price guy I mentioned earlier, he said these are allegations are false. How the fuck does he know? I'm just saying.
There you go. It's all false. It's all
blah,
fake.
Blah, blah.
It's all a farce. And it's essentially the carrot on the stick. And it really makes me wonder.
This is what this is. This is too
what they are distracting us from. What is really going on behind the scenes right now. That
there's no news.
They've got to whip up this frenzy, right?
There's no news. The coronavirus is a thing of the fucking. Everybody's like,
everybody's done with it.
There's nothing to talk about.
Nobody's afraid
except for
anymore.
Kanye West acting the fool. You seen this motherfucker? He was dressed like a bush outside his girlfriend's house or whatever.
Oh god.
He's all hating on that dude Pete Davidson, which for all the reasons they hate Pete Davidson. Fuck that motherfucker, but...
Pete Davidson. If you didn't get your wife flowers for Valentine's Day, Pete Davidson did.
Yep, that was who sent them shits. He's her office husband. I got that.
You gotta watch out. That fucking Pete Davidson will get you every time.
Fucker.
I'm surprised he's not here in the chat already.
Pete! Fuck you.
Yeah.
Fuck out
So
of my
Patty
chat.
says, follow the price of gold to get a feel for how fucked the dollar is currently. It's at $1,870 an ounce. Wow. I knew 1,700 was like a marker, but
The thing,
1870.
the thing I heard somewhere or whatever, that's an ad hominem, or I think it's probably a baseless allegation.
Okay.
But I read somewhere that it's not that everybody's like, back in my day, it was fucking loaf of bread, 15 cents. It's not that the bread is worth any more. It's that the money is worth less.
Correct.
Is the thing. There's more of it. Back then, I don't know, but at some point, let's say in fucking American history, there was 100,000 silver coins.
Yes.
That was that, and so you had one, and it was fucking worth a lot because there just wasn't a lot of them. Now they just print the fucking money, so
on fake tin.
Yeah, so nobody cares because everybody has the shit. You see how supply and demand works, and they're playing it with the money.
I wonder about the coin shortage. They sucked up a lot of the
because
coinage.
Precious metals are worth what they're worth.
Yeah.
Take those out of circulation.
But are they like, smelting all the old nickels? Are we that broke that we're melting down the copper out of our old pennies?
Of course we are. Wouldn't you? That's why they want them out of circulation.
Put a slight.
Start doing
maybe they hope they would scap up some coin silver along the way.
They used to do this thing, rimming. Okay, so you ever pick up a quarter, dime, anything like that? They got the ridges on the edge of them.
Okay.
Now they did that because what people would do is shave the edges of the money. Back in the day, when coins have been around forever. It used to be. Right. It was the king's freaking money. He pressed it into coins and he would give it to y'all to use to buy shit, but it was his. So, but people would be shiesty and they would trim off the edges of the coins and they would melt a bunch of them down. You take off a bunch of little slivers and eventually you get yourself a coin. You melt that down, you make a new coin. So what they did is they put the ridges on the sides of the coin so you couldn't do that.
Oh.
But yes.
Didn't want you making a new currency out of their currency.
Now maybe Patty Roach, my brother from another mother, and your brother from the same mother.
Well, yeah, from my mother.
Yeah. Now, Pat, I don't know, but maybe you do. Is a standard United States quarter actually worth 25 cents, or is it worth more than that, metal weight wise? Because I suspect there's a Ponzi scheme going on here.
So they're just sucking up the coinage, sucking the...
Because the metal is actually worth more than the face value.
Right. Okay. Well, that's a great theory.
Well, like a $2 bill, it's worth $2.
Yeah.
But if you're a collector or some shit, it's...
Well, yeah.
Or I could say something like what are those, the Susan B. Anthony's?
Okay.
Like they're worth actually more in their
metal because of the silver content of the coins. Okay.
So the quickest way to do that is like scap that precious metal right out.
Interesting. Oh man, Troy Gillis says that the Canadian prepper just announced that the Canadian Red Cross wanted him to ship his whole entire MRE inventory to Ottawa ASAP. And it's not for the truckers.
See, a silver quarter was $4.
There you go. That's how much less your money is worth.
That thing that they at the store is 25
silver
cents.
certificate standard, I guess.
Now a silver quarter is different. What about a standard one that's got the copper mix in it, like just a normal one? But I still bet it's worth more than 25 cents.
Well, if you knew what the metals in them were and what they were worth.
They do because they make them.
Yeah. But I know you would have to know the equation.
So this is kind of the same as the king recalling his money because it is his. Okay. That's how the United States federal currency works. It's not actually your money. You're allowed to use their money based on how much of it you've earned through this system of ours. It's not actually yours. It's theirs.
I find it incredibly interesting that the Canadian government would reach out to a private business for MREs.
Automatically struck me funny.
Yeah.
Like they just want him to give up his shit.
Incredibly odd. And with the acts that they passed up there, I don't know that they even need to ask. The zinc in a quarter of today is worth about 7 cents. Well, there you go.
And what's the rest of it then? Silver and nickel, some sort of...
No, they don't. There's no more precious metals in them. It's probably nickel and something else.
So they probably just use this anyway. When's the last time you used change? I always hated it anyway.
Yeah, we tend to save it all in a jar.
And I want to tell you
Is
something
money,
else.
it's
All
a
right.
promissory note. Aha, gold and silver is the real currency.
Is
Very
it?
true.
We've been over this. What are you gonna do with it? Eat it, drink it, wear it, fuck it. What are you gonna do with it?
Well, yeah, I think the commodities of today are things that consumables, guys, consumables. You know, water is being traded on the market. Hey, Latin Prepper, how are you?
Hey, Mike, can I come into your prepper camp?
Sure.
What do I bring to the table? I have a fucking giant brick of gold. Is there anything you guys want to do with that brick of gold in the woods
yeah.
and no economy and
No.
let's just have
sorry,
this brick
sorry.
of gold and worship it like a bunch of fucking
The golden cow.
like a bunch of genetically bred slaves that mine gold for no fucking reason.
Maybe they just didn't want Canadian Prepper to sell it to us. Ain't that the truth?
Or yeah, like get to his stash before he decides he's gonna give it to them truckers,
Yeah.
those nasty, evil, fucking terrorist
yeah.
truckers,
Because
shutting down my supply lines.
You know, Canadian Prepper is very centrist. He's very right down the middle. But to me, lately, it seems like his eyes have kind of been open to all the BS, and he is kind of seeing through a lot of the facade that they're trying to put up.
Canada's kind of acting a little funny right now, a little out of character, like it's.
Thank you,
hangry.
Troy. Yeah.
Canada's like hungry or something. Like.
Well, I think see, when Trudeau got elected, he appointed all of his best friends to positions inside the government, very high level positions.
You know, he's Fidel Castro's son, right?
Well, that's what they're saying.
That's all I'm saying. You ever seen a picture of the motherfuckers?
Yeah.
Okay, come on. And his mom was known to be like that, and she went to Cuba, and come on. Come on.
Womp, womp, womp. There you have it.
Continuing his daddy's.
But yeah, guys.
Refresh this shitty news channel and so
yeah, what? Well, that's
they're
right.
still building
The
troops
missiles.
up near Ukraine. Fuck.
Yep, there we go.
Fuck.
We're in trouble now.
Quote from Joe Biden, like, fuck.
Yeah. Trudeau is pretty.
8:42. We're still here.
He is a pretty boy.
The Russian cyber
9:13. Nisi said the over and under. We got to make it till 9:13.
Should we step off?
We're pushing for the end here.
Should we go off topic at all? I mean,
well, we can go on to any
anything
topic.
catches my eye.
Yeah.
Tucker Carlson wants to know how long until Canadian-style tyranny comes to Canadian-style tyranny. That's fucking.
He does have a purdy
Those
mouth.
are three words I never heard before. In a dictatorship, the only crime is opposing the regime.
Ain't that the truth, guys?
All right, this was written by
Tucker Carlson.
Tucker Carlson. A lot is happening in the news. Here's one item that we noticed. Canada canceled democracy last night. And the remarkable thing is no one in this country seemed to notice that it happened. There was no outcry from our political class as their friend Justin Trudeau declared martial law in response to an entirely peaceful protest from his country's working class.
See, when where did I see it today? It said that freedom came in the form of a tractor trailer to Canada. And that's what got them scared, guys. You know, our symbol of freedom here in America is obviously the bald eagle, and that's kind of what stands for everything. And Canada, they just changed theirs to the semi-truck. That's the symbol of freedom in Canada, the tractor trailer.
A bunch of Tucker Carlson fucking bullshit aside. Okay, now, this is him again. For the first time in Canada's history, Trudeau has invoked what's known as the Emergencies Act, but he is facing, excuse me, I don't know how to read, but the protests he's facing hardly qualify as an emergency, but suddenly Justin Trudeau has the power to crush all political opposition to his rule, and that's exactly what he's doing.
That's French for tyranny, guys.
Trudeau's ended free speech in Canada. He's banned free assembly. Trudeau's government has shut down political rallies and arrested his political critics without probable cause. Trudeau has instituted internal passports that restrict travel within Canada to the politically obedient. Canadians are no longer allowed to leave their own country unless they obey Justin Trudeau, and if they do not, they will be bankrupted and destroyed. He now has the power to do that. He has claimed the power to freeze the financial assets of any Canadian who resists him. No court order is required to do this. He just can.
Tyranny actual, guys. That's tyranny actual. And
it's like Andrew Cuomo meets what they told you Donald Trump was going to do, except this motherfucker actually did the shit.
Yeah. Yeah, for all the finger pointing and crap they did about Trump and saying he was going to do this and do that.
Here's a good one. Okay, you guys talking about your cryptos and your digital currency and what have you. Here's from the Deputy Prime Minister of Canada. I don't know what this fellow's name is because they don't say. Quote, Deputy Prime Minister of Canada, quote, we are broadening the scope of Canada's anti-money laundering and terrorist financing rules so that they cover crowdfunding platforms and the payment service providers they use. These changes cover all forms of transactions, including digital assets such as cryptocurrencies. The illegal blockades have highlighted the fact that crowdfunding platforms and some of the payment service providers they use are not fully captured under the Proceeds of Crime and Terrorist Financing Act. So all of a sudden, if you have an activist cause that is not particularly
if they don't like what you're doing, guys, they're gonna seize your money and shut you down.
They don't give it back; they steal it.
Yeah.
To boot. Okay, not only that, but so all of a sudden, you have to tread a line between is your cause just? Because if it's not,
well, it's only just if Justin agrees with it.
Right, and if they decide that it's not, then
they're just going to steal your money.
The payment service providers are not fully captured under the Proceeds of Crime and Terrorist Financing Act. That law, now here he goes on to say that law was passed to defeat Al-Qaeda. Now they're
using it against their own citizens.
It's being used to stop law-abiding Canadians, middle-class people, students, truck drivers, from protecting their earnings from the total mismanagement of Canada's central bank.
Wow.
To think that we would see this in Canada.
I hear you, native. Oh, man, he said they're going to be so disappointed when they confiscate my bank account. I agree.
What are you going to do with that $3.50, assholes?
Thanks, JR. I really appreciate it. JR said that we are hilarious. He loves the channel. New sub from Native. Thanks, Native, for bringing the homies. Much appreciated, my brother. Yeah, man, it's
still here. Still on the internet.
Everything's gone.
Professor.
Fucking crazy, guys. Fucking crazy. They've taken the security tags off of like the shoes and shit, and they're sticking them on the meat in Walmart. That's the fucking world we live in nowadays,
we're talking about propaganda.
Is it 23 yet? Yeah, we made it. But the over and under last night, folks in Tribe's live stream bought back quite a few minutes of time. They could buy back a minute of before shit hit the fan for $1, and they sold quite a bit of time. So it's pushed us all the way back to 9:13. So we're gonna go for an hour and at least, well, let's see, the over/under was 15 minutes. Man, maybe we'll push this thing to 9:30. We'll go an hour and a half tonight, guys. We're feeling the flow here.
Here's Tucker's story kind of falls apart a little bit here. I'm still just reading this article, all right?
Livingston man's digging. He's digging.
I just want to know what the fuck I'm talking about, all right? Something y'all should do is read the article. It can get thick like this one does. This is an opinion piece, so he's a rah. And
yeah.
But he goes down here, he's got another quote from just simply Professor.
Okay. What does Professor have to say?
And Professor's apparently not named, but this is a professor from Canada's Carlson University. Excuse me. An institution heavily funded by Justin Trudeau, telling CNN's viewers how dangerous and immoral it is to criticize Justin Trudeau in any way. Quote, this is the professor. I think it's important to remember that at the core of this protest, it was never really about mandates in the first place. It's always been about a small group of people who called for a convoy, who hold very anti-government views, as well as kind of a racist and white supremacist view, conspiratorial worldviews.
There you go. You're a conspiracy theorist. You're a white. So if you're black, Latino, Asian, you're a conspiracy theorist.
No.
And if you're white, you're racist?
Yes.
Okay. I just wanted to...
Now, Joe Scarborough. Now, this fellow here, he's some... I think he's on MSNBC or Joe Scarborough. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Now, he wants to know. He says, I do have to ask one question, though, the Liberal Prime Minister in Canada. Seriously? I'm sorry. If I'm a mayor or I'm a prime minister, your trucks get in my city street, they're not going to stay there a week. No. They're not going to stay. There's going to be somebody with a stick, and it's going to be banging on the window. It's going to say, you got one or two options in this thing. Well, I don't know which one is it. Okay. Are we going to cuff you and take you to jail, or we're going to pound this and we're going to find your company? Move it or lose it.
So he talks like Joe Biden.
Yeah, Tucker's response was mine.
Guys.
Tucker, settle down, tough guy.
Everybody.
Come bang on my fucking window, Joe. Let's do this. Come
on.
Bang on your wife. Yeah.
Livingston Man is off the rails tonight.
No, they are. I'm going to simply respond to their stupid shit.
But if you don't agree with that.
Hey, I'm on the morning talk, so I'm going to tell you I'm mad.
Hey, be careful. Be careful. We're white.
Did you just assume?
Your whiteness? My bad.
Bro.
Yee.
I don't... We're not going to have this.
Sixth says, so how and when does this affect us?
It doesn't ever. And you're just made to believe it does, and so you live in fear and you react to it constantly.
So if we're going to talk about the cyber attacks,
still waiting. I'm like, fuck me up, bro.
I believe it's a lot of propaganda, on all sides, and I've gotten reports from insiders about the Russian cyber attacks, and it really. What's that?
You got reports?
Yeah.
You got some
I've got some
network of fucking operatives out there.
Possibly.
Damn.
I can neither confirm nor deny those reports.
This is how you keep operational secrecies. Don't even tell nobody nothing. Just do you.
Their word is that they got some memos from DHS and FBI to prepare for the cyber attacks. They are specifically worried about our critical infrastructure. And then it was a few hours later, I actually saw the FBI memos that they put out and DHS about the possible cyber attacks that would be a precursor to an invasion of the Ukraine. So they're already setting the stage for how this is all supposed to go down.
This is absolute hysteria.
Yeah, but the world is a stage, and their job is to set the stage and paint the picture of what they want you to see.
It's a reboot of the 80s. This is fucking politics just doing what Hollywood does and just making the same old fucking movie. Oh, the Russians are back. If they fucking take out my power after I built that awesome extension cord, they're going to see some Red Dawn shit.
Yeah.
Wolverines! I don't give a fuck, bro.
Tell me how you really feel.
And they won't, and that's why they won't, because they know the Livingston Man's not having that shit. Listen. Fuck you. Putin, Biden, who's the asshole from Ukraine? Zelensky or something?
Yeah, I think so.
Take your bullshit and go fuck yourselves. You guys want to go have a fucking piston match? Why don't you just go have a piston match and leave the rest of us out of it? Telling me.
Okay,
fucking, No, fuck them. Okay, I'm done.
Skitham asked a great question.
Shut down the power grid and fuck around with
Do you think our government is using the threat of this grid down to declare martial law? No, but I do think that if the power grid did fail, that they would never let that opportunity go to waste. And you would absolutely see the military on the streets, because it's the best way to protect what you have, is to spread them out throughout the country. That way, if anybody ever did come in, we'd have people everywhere, essentially.
You're biting off a big... I think that though the government is very powerful and can make things happen, they're not good at them. And I think inviting, like, on purpose, a crisis like that is...
Yeah,
I wouldn't put
we've seen crazier things. Operation Northwoods.
Let's just end the fucking, civilization.
They will
for
do
what?
if so. Point blank. If the United States wants a war, they're going to have a war, even if they have to create it. That's the bottom line. I put absolutely nothing past a nation who had planned to blow up an airliner full of people over Florida as a pretext to go to war with Cuba. Their hypocrisy knows no bounds. They will do anything to anyone, and they don't worry about it.
From MK Ultra to the Tuskegee experiments to fucking
there's
the war
so
on
many
drugs
of them,
to
guys.
everything.
There's so many.
Every time they have come out and been like, "We're here to help," it wasn't that.
Yeah, those are the scariest words in the English language, right? I'm from the government, and I'm here to help. So the more that we can prepare, we have to prepare to be our own first responder in all aspects of life. You have to be your own EMT. You have to be your own firefighter. You have to prepare to be your own police officer, your own doctor, your own lawyer, your own therapist, so to speak. There's a lot involved, and if things really unfurl the way that they're painting the picture that they will, it is not going to be pretty, guys. It's not going to be pretty at all.
My prediction is it ain't gonna happen.
That could be it too. More fear, more propaganda, guys. They push it hard.
Remember when they told you that you would be walking down the street and dudes would just jump out the alleyway and like pull a gun to you and be like, "Yo, do these drugs for free, bro. You gotta watch out because these motherfuckers gonna grab you up. They're gonna make you do drugs."
And now they're handing out
free.
Now they're handing out free crack pipes.
They actually told you that motherfuckers was gonna do that. I was extremely disappointed to get on the drug scene in my early, my bachelor years.
Yep.
And find out that no.
Nobody gave you free
Actually,
drugs.
these motherfuckers want money, and if you don't have it,
you're not.
They won't give
Go
you
figure.
any drugs. But yet the government was like, they're gonna come and just give you drugs. You gotta watch out because they're gonna just come and just hit you. I got you. You're addicted to drugs. Nope, that never fucking happened. Turns out, people tend to have a reason to sell the shit that they're trying to do out here. And Putin, I think maybe that he ain't gonna say it, but I think he's just gonna back off. Like he tried to make a statement, but we was like, nah, motherfucker.
Yeah, like I said earlier, man, we've seen this movie. We saw it back in April, guys. Same exact buildup, the rhetoric wasn't quite as ramped up as it is nowadays. But without, everything coming apart as far as the restrictions are concerned, the mandates are concerned.
That's because their polls
the wheels fell off their bus. The midterms are coming.
They were unpopular.
We need a distraction. Hey, people are talking about Ukraine.
Look, we're doing something.
Yeah, let's move some troops around and make everything look scary so that they pay attention to this while we kind of dismantle all this stupid stuff that's going to cost us elections in the next couple months.
Again, I'm gonna turn the contrast dial here.
Okay.
Context.
Hit it.
Right? So back what you just said. We're gonna shuffle things around. We're gonna make sure we're gonna do something.
Yeah.
We're gonna, come out and the Ukraine is not exactly the United States' backyard.
No.
It is in fact Russia's backyard.
Absolutely.
So all of a sudden Russia decides to move its own sovereign military around inside its own borders.
Okay.
And the whole world is ready to fucking rock and fucking roll because how dare they?
Yeah.
Now imagine if the United States did that and the whole world was ready to rock and roll because how dare they? Would you feel like a fucking punk? Like some piece of shit? Would you not maybe act hard? Like how fuck y'all, right?
Sure.
This has got to be Russia's attitude. And I'm not coming out for Russia. I'm not putting on the fucking Ushanka hat and going to call everybody comrade. But I'm saying that you got to put this into perspective. The Russians are the ones who are actually surrounded with space age strategic shit that can fucking fuck them up for show.
Well, yeah.
You don't see them in everybody's fucking asshole, fucking behind everybody with their dick in their ass. Who do you see? You know who you fucking see. It ain't Russia.
Nope. Christine says the mayor of Hudson, New York says no ice fishing shacks as it will bring prostitutes. That is fucking hilarious. Yeah.
I would have went with no ice fishing.
That's what we call
safety, but prostitutes.
Ice fishing shanty brings hole hose. Gotta watch out for them. They come to steal your hole when you're ice fishing.
I feel like I don't want to meet those women. I feel like
that's gonna be a rare breed right there, guys.
Yo, all right, so
That's gonna be a rare breed.
Went to the Adirondacks.
Hookers on ice. Lucky Dave. That's
we went
hilarious.
up to the Adirondacks one time. It's Horseshoe Lake, and right there they got this the disabled folks.
Okay.
Excuse me, mobility impaired folks. But it's a big old shack, and it was fucking freezing. Down here in
right.
It was like 75 during the day or whatever.
Yeah.
Up there it's same, but you're way up in the mountains, so it's cold at night.
Yep.
We didn't really pack for that. First night we get there, down here it's 56 degrees at night. Go up there, 27 degrees our first night. I'm like barely packed for the shit.
Oh yeah.
This sucks, dude. So we're like, fuck it. Ain't nobody here. Yo, we're shacking up in the shitter. It's decent, dude. It's like 10 by 10. And as we're poking around,
that's hilarious.
We got these black light flashlights, and where they have the DEC comes and they whitewash them every once in a while.
Yep.
But with the black light flashlight, you could see through it and all the graffiti that everyone wrote. And there was this one
nice.
like, for a good time, call like Wanda and fucking some shit, like these wild ass names. And we're like, yeah, right. And we're imagining what these women must be like. I mean, we're in the middle of fucking nowhere. Like, where are you even calling? Like a payphone in like the woods somewhere? Just like, you want a good time, sweetheart? I'll be right over.
Oh man, the Love Shack, says Big Chap. That's hilarious. Prepping Mantis says, I'm gonna go check my garden shed for hookers. Be right back.
They won't come unless you drag it out on the pond.
That's right. You got to take it out on the pond. Patriot Underground says Snowden was not granted permanent residency in Russia for the hell of it. They listen to everything. There are no secrets. Okay, I agree.
They wanted him for his information. I'm sure he was debriefed by Russia.
The thing about the NSA is
they're in Russia too.
They employ some of the smartest people in America, hands down. If you're looking for smart people, you go to the NSA. Everybody that works there is borderline genius.
Want to see some crazy shit? Can I interrupt you?
Sure.
Right now, if you're on a computer and you can open another tab, go to cia.gov/kids and prepare to have yourself bugged out.
Well, here you want to do me a favor and go ahead and type that in, because I would like to see that myself.
cia.gov/kids. Am I right?
All right.
Oh, goddamn. Oh, it's changed.
CIA.gov has changed.
Go to scroll down here. Go right there.
Spy
Kids.
Ooh.
Now, all right, I'm going to read this to you. Now, think you know the real CIA? Ooh. Secret gadgets, sneaking around in trench coats, danger around every corner. There's a little of that. But the real CIA is more complex and interesting than you can imagine.
Oh, man. This is for kids.
Yeah, this is CIA Spy Kids, bro. Calling all Spy Kids. My name is Bill Burns, director.
Down the rabbit hole we go.
My name is Bill Burns, director of the Central Intelligence Agency.
Don't say it.
I'm excited to welcome you to the Spy Kids website.
Wow. Really?
Here at the CIA, we're on the front lines of keeping our country safe. What exactly does that mean? It means hiring our country's smartest people from all walks of life. It means using technology to develop some of the coolest gadgets, traveling the world and building relationships to find information and uncover secrets. We bring all of that together to make sure the President of the United States and other senior leaders have the information they need to make tough decisions. Like you, our officers are curious about the world around them and excited by new challenges, but also deeply committed to keeping you and your country safe. If you want to learn more about our work, I'd like to invite you to explore the Spy Kids website. Visit the stories section for some inside information about CIA, or for a real treat, head over to the Spy Dogs section to meet some CIA canines.
Wow.
To those parents and teachers out there, we haven't forgotten about you either. Head to the parent and teachers section of the website to find a few handy lesson plans.
That's very, very interesting.
That can be used in the home or the classroom, and I wouldn't be a very good director if I didn't send you on a mission, would I? Check out the games section to put your spy skills to the test and get a taste of what it's like to serve at the CIA.
So this is like some brown shirt grooming the children kind of thing. Very interesting. CIA website is very interesting.
So if you're looking, okay, so that'd be CIA.gov/spy
Hyphen
dash
kids
slash
hashtag.
Like
Yeah, this is.
it's for real. Like they got spy dogs. Can we check out the spy? Who are we? Look, they got
Oh
pigeons. And
Jesus!
shit. Like,
Pigeons
they think they
as
look
spies? Yes, we did. One or more of our feathery brain schemes. We sent pigeons out with secret cameras to gather intel during the Cold War. We're the nation's first line of defense. We accomplished that. Others cannot accomplish, and we go where others cannot go.
What that means is they do illegal shit that's clouded in clandestine, murky
there you have
terms
it.
that is not exactly extra legal, I believe.
CIA all the way, guys.
Look, where do we get our intelligence? Now let's see what we can unpack from how they explain this.
And this is now, mind you guys, this is geared towards your children. This is a CIA website geared towards your children.
Yes, this is spy kids. Okay, we collect intelligence from all kinds of places! Exclamation point. Once we figure out an issue of national security concern to our government, we look for ways to collect information about that problem. We have tons of different methods for collecting intelligence, but a few big ones are recruiting people in foreign countries to provide us with information, translating foreign newspapers, magazine articles, radio shows, and TV programs, so they're literally watching and reading everything.
Yep.
Studying images taken by satellites, so they're looking at everything. And they're cracking codes and secret messages seen by other countries, so they are decrypting private shit.
A lot of cryptologists.
After we collect the information, I'm reading this verbatim from their website. After we collect the information, we have experts called intelligence analysts who try to figure out what's really happening, why it's happening, and what might happen next, and what might happen next, and what it means for our country. It's like solving a giant
might and may. They use that a lot, don't they, guys?
They got a bunch of missing pieces, a bunch of extra pieces. They don't know what the picture is supposed to look like at the end of it. Once they've solved enough of the puzzle and have good answers to those questions, they provide these assessments to government officials. Sometimes, even the president. It's kind of like turning in a big research project or book report to your teacher at the end of the semester. The government officials then use this information we provide to help them make policy toward other countries.
That's French for we overthrow governments, right? That's CIA.
We spy on everything, we know everything, and...
yeah, you can't hide from us.
They don't make policy, though.
Wow.
They don't make policy or even recommendations.
This is crazy, guys.
Bullshit. That's the job of the U.S. executive branch, such as the State Department and the Defense Department.
Nah, because Obama's got his pen in his phone, guys. He just does what he wants. He doesn't need Congress.
Although they have a lot of missions, they're not a law enforcement organization. That's the job of the FBI or your local police. The CIA and FBI do cooperate on many issues, such as counterintelligence, which is preventing our enemies from obtaining
secret information.
Our secret. So the shit that we stole that was secret, we don't let them steal because it's secret.
Hey, big dude, how are you?
Something else that might surprise you about the CIA is that we're just regular people like you. Our work may be secret, but our lives are pretty normal. They got kids, pets, they exercise, watch movies, eat out.
So they're not robots?
And they do volunteer work. They're really upstanding people.
Wow. CIA is everywhere.
Virginia snuck behind in a
Boating and Fisher, dude, how are you? Nice to see you. Thanks for stopping by.
Big chap, you see what I'm talking about, right? This is for kids, man. We ain't even done with this. Can we see the spy dogs yet?
Sure.
I want to play the games, actually. I don't know which one. Fuck it. Let's play the games. Let's play the games.
Okay. Let's see the
All right.
games.
Ready for a secret mission?
Oh, Jesus.
See if we can solve the puzzles, crack codes. I'm going to try to explain to y'all. You're going to have to use your imagination about what the fuck this looks like. Come on, scroll me down.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Which game will we play today? What do we
Break
want
the
to do?
code, puzzles, coloring book, aerial analysis.
Let's try the aerial analysis one.
Memory or photo analysis.
Terrible.
Very interesting.
Let's try this aerial analysis. Do we have the detective skills to solve this challenge? Some people see a photograph as an image that captures a moment in time. To others, It can be carefully read to see as what had happened in the past and what might occur in the future. Put perceptual skills to the test. Answer multiple choice questions correctly by finding the answers within the photographs. Some are easy, others are far more difficult. What time is it?
In this picture?
The fuck is that supposed to be?
Okay, so it's what we're looking at, guys, is a photo of like a city with a bridge and some clouds, some boats in a harbor, and a traffic jam.
I'm gonna say that it's 6 p.m.
Okay, your options were 11 a.m., 2 p.m., 6 p.m.
I'm guessing because the sun is kind of seeming to come like this way. There's
Long
a lot of
shadows. Okay.
Right, I'm gonna go
So
6
all
p.m.
right, let's see. Boom.
That's right.
Okay.
There are long shadows and golden sunlight cast by the sun as it sets in the west. See, I was also assuming the top of the picture was north.
Correct. Yeah,
Right.
yeah. You orientated
That was a
yourself.
little tricky. All right, let's go to next before we run out of time.
All right. Okay. Next.
That's
Gotcha.
it. Okay. Jesus Christ, what is today? Today is either a holiday, a game day, or a work day. I'm gonna say it's a work day. There's lots of cars. In the street.
Okay. All right.
Lots of cars. Yep.
Yeah. There you go. Try rush hour. Got it.
I wish you guys could do. You can do this too. Play it on the Spy
Okay.
Kids
What
website.
season is it?
It's fuck me. It's summer. It's summer.
He says it's summer.
Yeah.
Correct. The grass is green, trees are green, and there are umbrellas on the rooftops.
You guys got to play this game. This is dope. But you're gonna try to recruit me.
Okay.
What can be expected tomorrow?
Danger, celebration, eclipse, or rain?
Wow.
I would say rain immediately.
I'm gonna say rain
because
is
of
the only one you
clouds
can.
in the sky.
And there's no way to say if there's going to be an eclipse. I don't know how the fuck.
Fed Up America says he's finally able to find the live and get no notifications when you go live.
We're running out of time. God
I'm
damn it.
sorry.
Rain.
Sorry,
God damn
you
it.
didn't accurately assess the situation and image before time ran out. I helped them. I held them up. Well, sorry, you're not CIA material.
I would have
because
been.
your
I was
partner
right.
didn't click the button fast enough.
Unbelievable.
Fed Up American, listen, if you look on the page and you see the bell icon, YouTube, sometimes when they do upgrades or you have to update your app, it will reset your bell icon to some notifications and not all notifications. So sometimes that happened with me with a few channels. I had to go back and reset everything after YouTube did an update, and it really screwed up a whole lot of people. We're at 9:12, guys. 9:13 with the time that everybody bought back from Tribe.
Hold on.
We got this, guys.
15
We're gonna make
seconds.
it. We're gonna make it. Another end time
10
prophecy.
seconds.
If the lights go out, I'll see you guys in the
5,
field.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Where is the earth-shattering kaboom? There's supposed to be an earth-shattering kaboom.
It was when you didn't click the fucking button in time.
CIA
Sorry,
got us.
you did not I did accurately assess the situation. I fucking kicked it upstairs and
Livingston
they
man
fucked it up.
is angry with me now.
Show me the fucking spy dog.
Ooh.
Now I'm pissed. Look at that thing.
The stories gives us a sneak peek inside the CIA. We have lots of secrets of kind of what we do. Read about the spy planes, robot battles, and learning resources and more. Ooh, here you go.
A-12.
Yeah, the A-12 spy plane of the CIA.
Now, if I'm right, I believe that A-12 is otherwise known as the SR-71. If you remember that space age looking fucking thing, does anybody remember the SR-71?
Yeah, that's this,
it.
right? Yeah, the A-12
The CIA version of it, because the CIA is a civilian
agency.
right. So their nomenclature, or however it is that people pronounce that word, is different than military. Military would call this an SR-71. The civilian CIA called it an A-12.
Prepper Setting says, "What the fuck? I stayed awake for nothing." Hey, you stayed awake to survive another end times prophecy. Actually, we bought 2 end times prophecies. Actually, it was 1, but it was extended because of the donations. So far, 9:14, and we made it. Oh, well, exactly, Nisi. It happens. It's just another notch in the belt.
He's wearing sunglasses. All right, so if you don't go to the CIA website and look at spy dogs, you fucking suck.
Gotta check it out, man.
I mean,
but this is
look at
pretty
that goodest boy right there.
This is pretty messed up, man. All this is geared towards kids. They've got information here for teachers and parents.
You can get collector's cards of the dogs.
Oh, spy dog collector
Can't get enough
cards.
of our CIA critters. They also have pigeons, spy bugs, excuse me,
Listening devices.
and a robotic catfish. Explore our site and see if you can find them.
Robotic catfish, guys. Holy shit.
Fuck you mean? They got a robotic catfish.
Yeah, and spy bugs.
And spy bugs, and they admitted this to children.
It's the CIA. We pay for this.
I tell kids that I got some killer shit too, though. I straight lie to children. Yeah, I mean, what the fuck? They lie to you. You ever talk to a kid? Fuck that. It's your sociopathic nonsense. What the fuck? What are you doing in your? Oh, I'm on some bullshit. Yeah, me too, kid. You met your match, buddy. I'll tell you what.
Yeah. Tell me how you really feel, then.
You don't want to know how to deal with children. Is just give them right back what they give you. They on that bullshit. Just
give them
right
back the bullshit.
No.
Yep. Steady diet of bullshit.
How's wind happen? That's the tree sneezing, dog.
Yeah.
Fuck them up. They go carry that. Yo, nobody ever told me that you could take the paper off the muffins right before you eat them. Because you can eat that shit, as I did. And nobody said you had to take it off. So until I was like fucking 14 years old, I ate the muffin fucking paper because like a trusted authority figure said like, yeah, go ahead. So I carry that around in my life. They're like, I'm gonna jump off the roof and break my ass. I'm like, do it.
So Backwood says he was wanting that inside intel I was telling you about. So the inside intel.
Why are you gonna give away our military secrets, bro?
Was in lockstep with the DHS and FBI memo. I got it a couple hours earlier. And basically what they said is that the Russian cyber attacks are real and that we should take heed to it and prepare for it. That was the word that I got.
Totally trusted source.
So, and that was from somebody inside state government here in New York who works for this stuff on
we don't know about
on a daily basis. Yeah, because you know,
just keep your talking.
It totally, there could be missiles flying right now, and click the world button there.
Top stories
in the world.
Russia's military. There's racist, violent evidence presented. Of course.
Okay.
Let's see world.
It's terrible. Headlines are horrible.
Is there still the same ass headline? Swimmer, first fatal shark attack in decades just happened 26 minutes ago. Well, no, 10 hours ago, whatever. Oh, here we go. Look, 7 hours ago. Russia blamed for largest disruption of its kind in country's history.
Yeah. So, yesterday they hit Ukraine with cyber attacks against their banking systems and their government computer systems. And that's basically along the lines of the intel that I got, is that we were going to get hit with some sort of cyber attack, and it would be a precursor to a Russian invasion.
Physical and kinetic activity, they call it, which means like actual fighting.
Correct.
So it's a denial of service attack. What you do when you do this is
they overwhelm your computers with like thousands and thousands of requests.
Exactly.
And
so you have
crash your system,
right,
essentially.
They bot out a bunch of like things. They just it's imagine like all of a sudden like half the world is trying to come to your website at once.
Yeah.
Is what.
Yep, and it crashes it. And we've seen that happen with like Black Friday sales and things like that, with people whose websites weren't built strong enough to be able to take on something like that, and they get hit pretty hard. But yeah, guys, that was my intel. I talked about it earlier in the stream. I had to get it out before 8:23. Had to get it out because the end of the world was coming. So I had to get it out before Tribe did it. So if you joined late, the intel that I got was that the threats are legit, and that Canadian banks are appearing. Some services are offline on down detector, apparently. Interesting. So perhaps it has begun, folks.
For perspective and to shoot up the middle, the Kremlin, meanwhile, denied Russian involvement and said it wasn't surprised that the Ukraine would blame them.
See, so that comes back to my earlier point is that the NSA has the smartest people in the world. They can make it look like anybody did anything, especially when it comes to a computer.
On the one hand, we're supposed to believe the Russians are like fucking Klingons or something.
Yeah,
on the other
like
hand, we're supposed to believe
they're
that these invincible...
boogeymen. They're boogeymen.
Yeah, but on the other hand, we're supposed to believe there are these invincible computer hackers that can bring our civilization to its knees. But they don't do it. They don't do it. Every time I'm like, they could do it, but they just don't. And why not? Because they fucking can't. It's lies, bro. Yahoo News? Jesus Christ. Why don't you just look at NPR?
Well, we can go there as well. That's no big deal.
No, I want to not puke. Thanks. Oh, the Russians buzzed Navy planes get within 5 feet. That's close.
Wow. Nothing like a flyby, huh? 5 feet. Talk about buzzing the tower.
Russian pilots and boat captains are notoriously...
Cherokee says Russia is making UN, NATO, and Potato Joe look stupid. So the world leaders are wasting our money and military troop time. I agree, Cherokee.
The world sees this guy, Brandon, and they're like, the time is now. I've said this before.
Yeah, and they can all play their games.
When there was this dude in all caps, like, fuck around and find out, motherfuckers, like, tagging world leaders in the post. Everybody was like, I ain't fucking him, man.
I don't know if you guys remember, 5 years ago, Trump took office. We had a couple soldiers get killed in Afghanistan, and he responded by dropping the biggest conventional bomb that we have in our arsenal. They kicked a Moab out of the back of the plane and blew a mountain into rubble because they killed 2 of our Marines. He was the epitome of fuck around and find out. And
the world knows that Brandon won't do it.
Basically.
And they're willing to test because it's been too long. Trump had the world like this, like, I dare you to fucking play, dude. I swear to God, I'll fuck you up. And they believed it because he would.
You're right, fed up American. Those weapons of mass destruction never did show themselves, did they? Nope.
They tell you the lie, and if you're lucky, 5 years later, they're like, yeah, that was untrue. Sorry, we were just...
Exactly.
But nobody ever answers for that.
No, that's the thing, guys. They get away with literal murder on a regular basis. Wipe out a whole country. No big deal. No big deal. We'll just give them some cash, have them rebuild.
Maybe I'll piss somebody off by saying this, but honestly, ask yourself: is America what America says like everybody else is?
That's the scary theory, guys, is that one day we wake up to find out that we are the Nazi Germany of the world.
The Russians and Chinese are invading us to save us from a lie that we can't see.
That's a scary thought. But just in case the government wants to fuck around, I think...
they'll hit us with nukes and F-15s, if I remember Brandon quoting correctly.
Yeah. Well, that's if you want to take them on.
We can't stand up to
nukes
them.
And F-16s.
We have weapons of war that have no place in our streets, but yet you can't stand up to them.
He says, I love how when Trump had his first meeting with Xi Jinping, in the middle of dinner, he let him know he dropped 50 plus tomahawks on Syria. Pass the gravy.
So while we're here, I just figured out.
Oh yeah, while I was here with you, I just decided to,
What's our deadline? It's 9:23 and 40 seconds.
Yeah, we're almost there. We're pushing another 5 or 6 minutes, and I think we'll shut the stream down. But in our closing 5 or 6 minutes, I want to let you guys know to prepare, guys. Prepare. Things are shitty. They're getting shittier. Like we said earlier, they're locking up fucking meat at Walmart now. They got security tags on that, and they've taken them off the Nikes. So prep up, guys.
Bulk cutters for the meat section.
Yeah, you're gonna need food over everything else. Prep up food, prep some medical supplies.
Hit that canned food section, dude. I was at my local store, and I mean, even like Chef Boyardee is at
prep what you eat.
Was 98 cents a can.
Yep.
Fuck him. I hit him for 10 cans. What? $10? Come on. It's canned food. It's
Thank you, Terry. Thank you, Paula. Appreciate you guys coming out.
Stack up your food. Get high calorie stuff. Check for ways to go around maybe
sales. Hit the sales, guys.
Well, and prepare to maybe be without power and be able to provide your own. Um, I don't know who's gonna cyber attack us, but apparently fucking someone is gonna cyber attack us, and
That's the word on the street, guys. So that's what we're going to. That's what you prep for.
hang
you
in
know?
there. It's gonna be okay. Maybe Amazon will be disrupted for like 32 minutes or something.
Yeah. Well, we always prepare for the worst and we always hope for the best, but don't smoke too much opium, guys. That shit'll get you addicted and make you complacent. You don't want to smoke the hopium. Don't smoke the hopium. Backwoods, have a great night, brother. Let's see. William Alexander, stock up on beans. Yes, beans are very helpful, and guys know how to cook this stuff. Don't let your first experience with trying to prepare some of this stuff be when the shit hits the fan.
I appreciate
Practice.
what that Cherokee survival skills fellow is saying, but it's like you got a lot of what ifs in there.
Okay, he says, so what if Russia hold back and China strikes U.S. with supersonic toy EMP after Russian fire at Europe with EMP? Would we stop right there? No, or no? So.
Yeah, but you guys in your EMP, I'm telling you.
I think cyber attack is much more likely, and it's much easier to pull off,
easier
and
to target,
much less destruction. They can really, really screw up your day by just taking all of this away, guys. YouTube disappears forever. Facebook is gone. Instagram is gone. There is no more computer. There is no more internet. That would really suck. So with that,
or
maps. Pick up some maps. Know your local area. Plan evacuation routes in case everything falls apart. What is it? Proper planning prevents piss poor performance.
Sounds right to me.
Yeah, or prior planning prevents piss poor performance. Either way.
P.
Have a plan. Have a plan. Have a plan. Have many plans, many directions.
The plan ain't gonna work, so you gotta have a plan in case the plan don't work.
And again, don't smoke too much opium, guys. Be prepared. And prep like your life depends on it. Because someday it just might. That's a big one. Prep, and nobody is coming to save you. That's another big one. So in all things, make sure that you are taken care of, your family is taken care of, and then help whoever you can, guys. Even if it's spreading the word of preparedness, if it's helping somebody learn how to pitch a tent, whatever it is, pack a bug out bag. Help others, help them get prepared. There's a lot of people waking up from this COVID craziness right now who are going to need our help. And they're finding themselves in a world that they didn't know existed. So by all means, guys, help everybody you can. And this is Hudson Valley Prepping and Survival. We appreciate you being here, and we're going to catch you guys on the next one. Be safe, everybody. We'll catch you later.